this event, I would invite Professor Sudhanshu Shekhar Chakraborty, our distinguished alumnus, to make his introductory remark. He is a class of 1957 civil, and he's a distinguished alumnus, as I said. He is currently the chairman of Second Vivekananda Bridge Tollway Company, the Bengal Faith Healthcare, and also the founder and chairman emeritus of Consulting Engineering Service. Professor Chakraborty is an engineer, scientist, entrepreneur, and respected academician with lifelong contributions in the field of infrastructure development and has been a fervent advocate for the promotion of public-private partnership. His accolades over the years, inter alia, include sustained contribution to engineering from the Institution of Civil Engineers, ICE, UK, and he received the 2007 gold medal from them and the Lifetime Contribution Award in Engineering in 2011 from Indian National Academy of Engineering. So I know if I try to walk through Professor Chakraborty's bio, it might take the whole 2 hours time. So I'll not elaborate anything further. I give it to Professor Chakraborty, who is participating from Delhi.
To be amongst you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Good evening. Isn't it very exciting to be amongst all of you? The budding geniuses and the engineers who will build the future of India. You may be familiar that engineering is all about the human need and creativity and so on and so forth. Nuts and bolts with a little bit of innovations will give you the right path. Though innovation is at intersections at many places, still along the way, with certain amount of encouragement and support, I think you graduate engineers will be able to improve, I'm sure, the scale, the quality, and the space in the new emerging areas, which is needed very badly. Now, in this short introduction, I cannot tell you the entire gamut of the new emerging areas, but I can assure you that the emerging areas that are really emerging has never been so good as any time in the past. At least when we graduated, it was not the case. Just for example, India presented a pioneering climate change. Can you change the slides, please?
Sure.
India presented a pioneering climate change action, LEAD IT, Leadership for Industry Transition to the World, only a few days back during COP28, and introduced a coalition of resilient infrastructures. I'm giving that emphasis on these resilient infrastructures. And this can open the entire gamut of engineering and infrastructures and development. And you might be aware that India is going to make an unprecedented investment in infrastructure to the tune of about $20 trillion for the next decade, in covering the entire gamut of infrastructures, resilient infrastructures, which will also address the greenhouse gas emission. And I think the opportunities are so immense that I wish I could have been at your age to join the bandwagon. Now, next slide, please. Next slide, can you have? Can I have the next slide, please?
Sure, Sudhanshu. Somehow it froze. 1 minute.
Okay.
Vimanda, just press the next button. Just press the down button, page down button.
Yeah, it's not working. Something happened. Just 1 minute. Sorry for the technical glitch. Swapon, do you have
no.
the slides? Could you please go on?
No, I don't actually. I'm using Gabashu account. So
Okay.
Anyway, you please try. Let me go on. It is a fireside chat, so I can go on chatting. The convergence of all these technologies would. Are you trying? Now, to be involved in such massive infrastructural development in a meaningful manner, I think it is absolutely essential to trace the path of futuristic thinking. That means for next not only 1 decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, uh, not in one particular discipline. That is civil, mechanical, electrical, telecommunication, no, or IT for that matter, but with an interdisciplinary knowledge. Seamless engineering is the need of the hour. That means I would prefer to call myself as an engineering scientist rather than a civil and structural engineer. And that possibly could lead that we cannot isolate ourselves from not being the certain amount of knowledge besides the in-depth knowledge in the domain engineering. And take, for example, the energy is going to be transformed in a very, very big way. So designing an energy system to transform India conventionally is extremely complex. Now, digitalization and artificial intelligence will help solve the complex problem, probably prioritizing employment based on skills and expertise. But the aspects that motivates and astound me is the convergence of these technologies and their applications at multiple levels. I cannot check the temptation of going how they are converging. For example, uh, going digital means is not only an IT, but its application in architecture, in engineering, in construction industries, and uses photogrammetry, drones for surveying, inspecting, and reality capture to artificial intelligence, machine learning, advanced analytics, and component based design, to name a few only. A digital twin, the digital clone of a physical entity, the product, system, or space, would be used for which we have not been able to do really to plan a smart city with the cities that already exist. That is the city planning, scenario planning, predictive analysis, and then, for example, the flood control for the metro cities, which we have not been able to do, like cities like Mumbai or Chennai or Calcutta, or the landslides, which we have recently witnessed in Uttarakhand. We have not only forgetting about the basic data, everybody is giving his opinion about the recent landslides that has happened, but we have not using any scientific approach to these landslides. We are not using the artificial intelligence, whatever knowledge still we have got, and underground structures, uh, traffic management, even for that matter. And traffic management is important in the context of the climate change also, in order to reduce the pollution. So the ultimate focus of all this is improving the quality of the deliverables, quality of the service, while reducing the time, cost, and time, and meeting the risk and meeting the sustainable goals. Now, coming to the another point which I'll touch briefly, this transition from fossil fuel to a low carbon economy needs the improvement in the efficiency of all our renewable energies, what we are still practicing at the moment, be it hydro, be it solar, be it wind, and a new light that has come in the green hydrogen gases. This will be done together with the large-scale development of clean energy, that is nuclear. And we have got no option than to go for a large-scale nuclear program. It could be, we are at the moment, we are an small modular reactor, but I think we have to go for medium modular reactor in the fossil areas, in the fossil fuel areas, in the thermal power plant. We are probably it will become obsolete in course of time. And then the material, that what we are using these days, we'll have to think every time whether this material is going to add further greenhouse gas emission. That means the material here, it is not only for the resilient structure, material, it is not only give the minimum cost, but also give the stability, structural stability, which you always think as a structural engineer, but also it would cause least greenhouse gas emission. Now, this brings another area where with the deployment of the large-scale engineers, in terms of thousands are required, the Western countries are transforming their engineering codes, their standards, and practices. They are reimagining supply chains and materials through sustainability on a continuing basis. Now, if you had to do that, a lot of our standards and codes are being revised, but it is being revised continuously, and it has to be done on a knowledge base. And that would not need the deployment not of couple of thousands engineers, but I don't know how many engineers really needed. And we, the practicing engineers, are still not aware the need and the requirement and the usefulness of these graduate engineers. Thankfully, some institutions and academies are working on that, but they cannot work in silos. We'll have to be all connected together, also nationally and internationally. And I would urge you, the graduate engineers, to work in tandem with such great institutions and prepare for the continuing evolving job market to be part in Make in India. And thus, I'm coming towards the environmental consciousness is now no longer an afterthought. Gone are the days of mere compliance. Trust me, sustainability is now the parametric of every blueprint, every project that we take, and the guiding principle of innovation. Thus, the opportunities, to my mind, are boundless, limitless, and the possibilities are immense. Our alumni, like me, might have missed the earlier industrial revolution and the innovation, but the new generation of engineering scientists, I deliberately use that word, engineering scientists, the seamless engineers, will have the capability to become the essential and integral part of the world's future leadership, that is India's leadership. Thank you, my friends.